science. From your foot.
Show me your head. Are you a moral? Are you a moral person?
Even the color you use on your hair.
Do you have morality?
It's science.
Do you have morality? Answer the question. Why are you not answering the question?
You are immoral because you need.
Do you have? I'm asking you. Do you have morals?
Of course I do have.
Show me where science shows you where to have morals. Please go ahead. If I said to a child, a 7-year-old, do you know what a tree is? And the child explained to me, yes, it's a trunk with possibly with with the branches, and it maybe has leaves or whatever. Would I say no? You're wrong. You don't know what a tree is because you don't know what. Have you seen the insides of the tree, young man?
No, you haven't.
No, you won't say that. Why won't you say that? Because you know that's a ludicrous argument. The Quran explains your argument very well.
Right.
The disbelievers have nothing certain; they have conjecture.
He's being soft now because
relax.
this is Western country. It is your own country.
I mean, what rubbish?
Chop your head off.
What rubbish? What nonsense? Who do you turn to but me? And when I return you back to the shore of safety, you become an open opponent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so when a person is hit with adversity, you know, the comedian, I just heard a podcast the other day of Dave Smith, the comedian.
Oh, right.
You know, and he was having a podcast with Tucker, Carlton Tucker, I think his name is, Carlton Tucker.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that's right.
And he said he was an atheist. He was a Jew. Ethnically, he's a Jewish guy. But he didn't believe in God. His wife goes into labor and they want to administer the epidural. And they ask him to leave the room. So he's standing outside and he goes, for the first time in my life, I said, God, save her, let her come out of this. If you do, I'll be a good person. I'll be good to my parents. I'll be better. I'll do all of these things. And he said, I asked myself the question afterwards, as a hard rationalist, atheist, what the hell was that? And he realized, and I thought to myself, subhanallah, Allah says in the Quran that when this moment comes to you, when the waves are crashing over and you think death is near, you call out to Allah because that fitrah, that innate predisposition is awakened. All of this materialism, secularism, modernism, everything's out of the window. At that point, you realize it's just me and God. And so I think the message is as relevant as it was in the 7th century as it is today. There is, if you look at it objectively, there is no religion or movement that, if adopted, would create peace and harmony and well-being in the world other than Islam. I challenge it. You know, the rights of the mother, the rights of the children, the rights of your nation, the rights of your people, even non-Muslims, Islam covers everything. The Prophet, peace be on him, said, if a non-Muslim residing in a Muslim land, if he's treated unjustly, I will be his advocate on the Day of Judgment. Be just even to the non-Muslim. It covers everything. It's a complete way of life. You know, and so I think it's as relevant as it was. And it claims to be relevant. And it claims to be, wow. And it claims to be.
So by the same token then, would you say that Israel, the teaching to Israel, was out of date?
No, I would say that it was relevant. Moses taught the Israelites was completely from Allah, from God. It was revelation, and they should have adhered to it, but they didn't. So, for example,
that's what they all do.
Yeah, well, this is what people do, right? So
They don't expect.
he goes to the mountain. What do? Suddenly, they're melting the gold, and they make a calf, and they start worshipping the calf. So, but however, we believe in Islam, we believe that those people who followed Moses, they will go to paradise. Those people who followed Jesus, they will go to paradise. We believe this.
You see, we've moved on a bit in the sense that we have the concept of the conscious and the unconscious.
Yes.
Right? Now, the unconscious moves everything. It's doing everything. It's doing all the work. It's moving your heart.
Yes.
All that stuff.
Yes.
So we're not, the conscious needs to be, if you like, acknowledging the unconscious, needs to acknowledge the unconscious.
Right.
Right? In order to find wholeness. We lack wholeness, right? It's not that we don't know it. It's built into us. Part of what human beings are.
Yes.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be any point in any teaching, because there'd be nothing there to teach. So you're bringing that out, right? So that's the point. Is to find that inside yourself. That's what you have to do. That's the aim.
So I would say, brother, what's your name, by the way?
David.
David Abbas. Nice to meet you.
How do you do?
How do you do? So, David, what I would say is that if there is a creator,
right.
and I emphasize from your perspective, maybe that might be a question or might not be, but if there is a creator,
right.
and it's accepted that everything comes from the creator, including you and me, then it would seem reasonable that the creator would know what's best for you and me. And it would seem reasonable that we would not be created without any purpose, and that purpose would be known to us, or would be made known to us. Do you see my point? So now the point is that if a person rationalizes that since there is existence, there has to be something underlying the cause of all existence. It has to have immense power, immense intelligence, because we see intelligence around us, right? And it seems reasonable then, and Allah says this in the Quran, in fact, that we did not create you without purpose. So it's a reasonable assumption to arrive at. I think it's therefore paramount that we exhaust our faculties of reason and intelligence in order to ascertain whether that creator that we've now accepted has indeed given us guidance that is beneficial and good for us, not only for this world, but for the hereafter. Look, I could come up with, David, I could come up with any theory that could seem very reasonable to me, could make perfect sense to me, but may still be irrational. So the underpinning of all reason and rationale, we would say, is the true creator of that paradigm, which is God Almighty. And so we would hope that people would investigate. Okay, you claim that your religion is from God, what's your evidence? You claim this scripture is from God, what's your evidence? You claim that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a prophet, what's your evidence? If now investigating that evidence, a person is convinced, and when I say convinced, I would say beyond any reasonable doubt, because there's no 100% in anything in reality. We can never be 100%, because that would mean that we have all knowledge and we can never attain all knowledge. But if we arrive at a position which is beyond reasonable doubt that this is indeed from Allah, the book of the Quran is indeed a revelation from Him, then it seems rational, reasonable and sensible to adhere to those teachings.
Right.
You understand my point? Now for us, when we look at the Quran, which claims to be a miracle, and we apply our rationale and our reason, I would say that there is no other explanation for that book other than it coming from that creator. And I believe there are objective reasons why that's true. Now, I would hope that people would say, look, you know what? Let me at least look at those reasons. Is there anything there? And another thing I would say, you know, Michael Hart wrote a book. He was I think an astrophysicist, about the 100 most influential people in all of human history. He picked a man from the 7th century, from the deserts of Arabia, who was known to be illiterate, could not read or write, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as the #1 ranked most influential man in all of human history. Now, if this was a European man...
Please.
Sorry, okay, I don't get offended, sorry.
You touched again.
I'm sorry, I apologize. If this was a European man, a white European, an Englishman, and his name was George. The world would have studied how comes George became the most influential man in all of human history. But because he's a brown Arab man from the deserts of Arabia, people want to discard that as if it's, well, you know what, who cares? And I would say, if a person truly has intellectual, is inquisitive, intellectually, socially, morally, they would at least ask the question, how is this even possible? That an unlettered man in the deserts of Arabia in the 7th century comes with a book in the Arabic language that becomes the first book in the Arabic language, which becomes a standard by which all Arabic from then on will be assessed by, unchanged, unaltered, as relevant in the 7th century as it is today in the 21st century. How is this even possible? And I would hope that when one investigates that they would come to the rational conclusion that this is more than just what a human being concocted up, something made up in the 7th century in Bedouin Arabia.
Oh, no, I don't believe that.
You understand my point?
Yeah.
So I think and these evidences, I believe, are so weighty, David, they're so strong, that I think a rational person, if this was a secular movement, if this was a secular law, a secular drive, I think people would have no problem accepting it. But because it's about God, because it's about an Arab prophet, because it's a brown prophet, I think there's a reluctance to even look into this situation.
Yeah, the thing is, you're using the term God as if somehow you know about it, right? You don't know about it.
How can you know about God?
How can you? That's the point.
Okay. Can you know about him by assessing it for yourself?
No,
or what he has revealed?
It's what someone says about a set of beliefs.
Yes.
That explain that there's a super being
yes.
that is able to produce this world
yes.
and the people in it and so on and so forth.
Yes.
No problem.
Yes.
The situation with the teachings are, whether it's Christian or Muslim, I'm sure it's pretty much the same as well.
Yes.
Some people know a little bit about Islam.
Yes.
If they were tested.
Yes.
Right? Some people know quite a bit more.
Yes.
So until you get up to a high level.
Yes.
Where people are considered then to be holy.
We don't refer to them in that way.
You don't use holy. The Christians use the word holy.
Yeah.
Right. Holy meaning holy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, and the criteria for approaching God in their terms
yes.
is unless a man believes wholeheartedly
yes.
in what he's doing,
yes.
he won't reach
yes.
the higher point.
Yes.
Now, bearing in mind that there's different levels of people, they're not going to reach this level. They don't have the equipment. It's like in any area of life, some people are very gifted at what they do.
Yes.
They've talent, other people just amazed.
Yes.
Them, right? And they can't acquire them.
Yes.
They can fiddle around trying to improve themselves,
yes.
but in reality, that's as far as they're going to
yes.
get.
Yes.
Right. So, further explanations need to come about as to how development takes place. Now, a man can develop physically.
Yes.
He goes and does the weights.
Yeah.
He can have big. He can be 10, 20 times stronger or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Similarly, in the religious field, in my belief, in my understanding, is a person can be more understanding about the nature of what he's involved in, whether it be Islam, Jewish, whether it be Christian, whatever. That's true of them, I think of them all, right? But some people mistake the intellect as the criteria of the whole thing, right? Whereas in point of fact, it's not that man is made of three parts, right? The physical, emotional, and the intellectual. And unless they're working together in
yes.
harmony,
yes.
that's a man who knows.
Yes.
That's perhaps the prophet. The prophet Muhammad.
Yeah. So, David, let me ask you: like, what do you believe in terms of our reality? Where does this reality come from? Our existence, this universe.
It comes from now.
Okay, when you say now, but it's obviously it has come from something, right?
Yeah, now.
Well, I would say now is not then, is it?
Now is forever.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, where did the now come from?
Where did the now come from?
Yes.
Now is a linguistic category, right?
Yeah.
That we have some sense of, but not really an awful lot. You know?
Yeah, but I'm saying that.
Because, and here's why is that? Because for the most part, we're living in dreams. We're not present to our existence. We're living with our thoughts in mind up here, or we're going along the road with the phone, right? So we're not part of the reality, and we're not with ourselves.
I understand, David, but what I'm saying is that I understand that there is a now. You and I are talking now. Now I've stopped talking, and there was a previous thing that I just said, which is the now. Now I've stopped talking. Now there's you understand my point? So there is a history, or a step that is before this step.
History doesn't exist. What exists is only now.
Yeah, but then, okay. So now you're making the argument that we've not actually had any conversation up to now, which I think is not. I don't think that's reasonable. This man told me not to touch him twice.
What has reasonable?
Did he tell me or not?
Why do I need to say it second time?
Well, wait, it was a mistake.
Hold on. What has reasonable got to do with it? You're trying to impose. You're trying to impose a concept.
No, but do you think it's reasonable, David? But do you think it's reasonable?
With respect,
Come on.
You're trying to impose an intellectual concept on the totally indeterminate.
No, look.
We have no way of determining what's going on at the moment. If you just listen for a moment.
Yeah.
What's all that mean? It's changing all the time.
Yes, of course.
And its meaning changes all the time.
Of course.
Right? So what are the words? You see, you get lost in words, that's the problem. And as one of the famous mathematicians said about the heart, we're talking now about the three levels. The heart has its reasons which reason knows not of.
David, my point to you.
That's what drives people to try and understand what it is they're asking.
I understand, but
they don't know what they're asking.
David, look, to some extent I do agree with a lot what you're saying. But look, the point here, David, that I'm trying to make to you is there is an ultimate truth of whether God exists or he doesn't exist.
That's what they say.
Well, there is no other option. It's a binary decision.
You don't even know that.
It's a binary decision. Either God exists or he doesn't exist. Either this man is intelligent or he's not intelligent. He can't be both. You understand?
Where you came
yes, David?
from,
yes?
You do not know where you're going to. We live in a mysterious world.
It's a mystery.
And that makes us think. Once you duck into religion, then that is sheer stupidity.
So what you're saying
then
is...
you cannot think.
Yes.
And then this is why the whole Muslim world are backward.
Okay.
All of this you put here, total nonsense.
Okay.
Total nonsense.
Okay, total nonsense.
It just doesn't mean
Okay,
anything.
can I just say something to you? Are you going to have a conversation or are you going to just talk? You've said something.
How old are you?
You've said something.
How old are you?
You've said something. Let me refer to that.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is that you cannot know about anything.
You don't know.
You don't know about anything.
What do you mean I cannot know?
You cannot know about anything.
You don't know where you came
so
from.
you can leave in...
You don't know where
Can I demonstrate something?
Yes, please do.
See that thing?
Yes.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the tree.
Right. Is that true?
You don't even know.
You don't know if... You don't know.
Let me tell you what it's about.
Yes.
What you're not seeing and you have never seen and you will never see
Yes.
a tree.
Okay.
Do you believe that? Do you realize that? You will never see a tree because in order to... You're only ever seeing, even at this moment, we're only seeing a part of the outside of a tree. The rest of the tree is invisible. And you can't... The roots going on. And if you cut it down...
Does it have roots?
If you cut it down...
Does it have roots?
Exactly. That's not...
Okay,
you can't even see that.
Does it have
You
roots?
can't see that.
Does it have roots?
We don't know.
In your idea, no.
Does it have
in
roots?
In your idea, no.
No, I'm asking you.
Because you can't see.
I'm asking you. Does it have roots?
Yes, it has roots.
Why does it have roots?
Because that's how we dug it. We found out it has roots.
Okay, so we've dug up trees,
and we found out
and from that, we've deduced that all trees have roots, therefore.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So we use our intellect and we use our knowledge. You haven't investigated whether that particular tree has roots or not.
Yeah.
But you followed logic and reason to arrive at a conclusion that that tree must also have roots, correct?
My friend.
Because by the
My
same
friend.
token,
No, am I correct?
No, by
My
the same,
friend,
no, you're not.
our existence on this
answer the
earth
question I asked
is
you.
not as simple as that.
Answer the question that I asked you.
Yeah, I'd say
You deduce through logic and reason that that tree must have roots.
Yes.
Okay. So when this universe has come into existence,
Yes.
where did it come from?
Not 6 days in your belief.
I don't say 6 days. Who says 6
Yeah,
days?
but it is written in your Quran.
I don't
It
say 6
tells-
days.
It tells the
Are we
stars.
going to have a conversation,
the
or are we
stars
going to just have
pointed
a...
lights, and it will fall
I'm
on us.
asking you,
let me address the
where
idea.
did the universe come from?
No, come on. I mean, don't talk about this. You
Don't talk about the
know
universe.
anything about universe.
Okay, okay.
Even
If I don't know
your Quran
anything,
doesn't know
if I
anything
don't know
about
anything, then
universe.
why are you talking to me? Let me talk to David.
No, all right. So let
me talk to David.
Let me address the idea of
Yes.
the roots,
Yes.
right? You don't ever see the roots. If you take off the roots, it's no longer a tree. It's dying. It's dead.
Yeah.
But you know the roots exist.
Now,
a logic.
so what?
Because
And what
what
type of roots are they?
David.
Are they the same as that one
David,
and that one and that one?
but here's the thing, David. Now, for you to find out what type of roots that has, you will go to someone that knows, somebody who is an expert on trees, and they will tell you this particular tree has these type of roots, and you will bow to his knowledge based upon his experience, based upon his knowledge. So now, when I want to find out
Science is not
when I
expert.
want to
You are
find
the
out,
expert.
when I want to find out,
Science is not expert. You are
let's
the
be
expert.
respectful. Let's be respectful. When I
No,
want to
but
find
I'm
out,
not sorry
let's be respectful. When I want to find out about the universe and my existence, I go to the one that created the universe and created
No,
me.
you go to the one
to tell
who,
me,
the scientist. You go to scientists.
Relax.
You go to scientists.
Relax.
You only talk
So
about
I
universe
go to
because of your knowledge
David.
from scientists.
I go to the
Because there
creator
was no
of the
universe
heavens and the earth, who explains
your
to
religion.
me how the universe got here and how I got here,
Science.
and what my purpose is.
Science.
What my
Science.
What my purpose?
Science. From your foot.
Show me your
head.
Are you a
It's all
moral?
science.
Are you a moral person?
Even the color you use on your hair.
Do you have morality?
Is science.
Do you have morality?
It's science.
Do you have morality?
I don't think
Are you
so.
moral?
My friend, I am a
Are you
human.
moral?
Human
I don't
has
think so.
morality.
Are you moral?
I am human.
Do you have morality?
Humanity has morality.
Do you have
Come on,
Do you
it's
have
not
morality?
Just your religion has
Do you
morality.
have morals?
Come on.
Answer the question. Why are you not answering
no,
the question?
You are immoral because you need a
Do you have?
stick above
I'm
your
asking
head.
you. Do you have morals?
Of course I do have.
Show me where
morals.
science shows you where to have morals. Please go ahead. Show me your science about morality. Please go ahead.
You
Go
live-
ahead.
You live in a.
Go ahead.
You live in a kafir land.
Start. Come on. Go. Go
Why
ahead.
you live here?
Explain to me.
Why don't you go to Muslim
Explain to me Einstein's
Why
theory
don't you
for
go to
morality,
Muslim
please.
country?
Come on. Explain to me.
There's no problem.
Einstein has philosophy.
Explain
my
to
friend.
me.
Has
Please
philosophy,
explain
my
to me.
friend. Has
Explain to me where your
philosophy.
morality comes
Has
from.
philosophy.
Please, your science. Come on. No, you said science.
My friend, my morality.
Your God is
my
science.
Morality,
Explain to me what your God
I
of
explain
science
to you.
tells you about morality.
I explain to you. If I walk on the road and I see someone fall on a manhole, I don't care where he's come from. I don't care what color he is. I go urgently and
Where
help
does science
that
tell you?
person.
Where does science
I
tell you?
help that person.
Where does science teach you that?
This is the actual science. What
Where-
do you
where-
mean?
no, show me the
We
science
are
that says this.
human. We are in science.
This is
we
your
have philosophy.
last chance.
We have philosophy.
Show me where your science
Come
shows
on,
you that.
but you.
Can you do it?
If someone
Can you do it? No,
if
you can't.
someone
David, let's
Come
have an
on,
intelligent
I answer
conversation.
him.
Let's have an intelligent
No,
conversation.
no, yeah.
Morality doesn't come from science.
Of course it does. Comes from humanity.
It doesn't come from
Human.
science.
Even
It doesn't
religion.
come from science.
Even religion.
I'm wasting my time.
No,
Exactly.
I'm wasting my time with you, honestly.
No,
Really, I'm
I
sorry.
am wasting my time with you.
Then please go. Leave me alone.
Go, right.
Please leave me alone.
Yeah. Okay.
Let the man
Please leave me alone. I'd rather have a conversation with somebody.
So what
This is just nonsense.
What I'm saying
It's
is,
nonsense. I can't have a conversation like that.
What I'm saying is,
you need some support.
you're seeing, you're only, the senses are lying to you.
Let David speak,
Honestly,
please.
it's too
senses-
late for you to think.
No,
Let him talk. Right?
So what you
more
actually said when I asked you, what are you looking at? And you said a tree. And
Yes.
I said, no, you have never seen a tree. You will never see a tree. You can never see a tree. Why? Because all you're ever seeing of anything, of a person, is a side of them. You're only seeing an aspect, not even a side, only the skin of the outside. That's all you're seeing.
See, David, the problem with
Now
this
the
type
next
of
thing
thinking...
is, right? The next thing is you go into that, so people start looking on the inside to try and find out, do you think we know all about that?
Brother David, look.
Do
look,
we?
Brother
Do we
David,
really?
Brother David, look.
No.
In the normative sense, when you ask people from pretty much anywhere in the world, what is that? In their own language, they will tell you it's a tree.
That's what they'll say.
That's what they say.
That's what they
Okay. In the normative sense, there's a certain understanding of what a tree is. Okay? It's language that we all accept. As soon as we start going into, you don't really see the tree,
No.
you just see the bark.
And you extend that, to human beings, and you say, "Oh yes, I know what a human being is."
You know, you start losing.
That's the problem of central problem of
but
philosophy,
brother
is
Dave.
to know thyself. They don't
Brother
even
Dave,
know themselves.
but Brother Dave, look, what you end up doing is you end up losing a grasp on reality.
No, you don't.
Of course you do.
No, you don't.
Of course you do.
The difference is you're representing it accurately if you say, I see the side of a
Is this
tree.
argument about what is normal or what is true?
Well,
If you mention the word normative,
Yes.
but he's talking about what is true.
well,
so which one is it?
I understand. But if you say what is true, defining something to be a particular object that is widely recognized
Normatively true, but not actually true, right?
normatively true. Now, if you said to me, my understanding of a definition is to know it in its completeness, then I would agree with David
Okay, then we're on the same
that you
page.
can never
don't know the whole
know
of
you
it.
can never know the completeness of anything, because no matter how much knowledge you attain, there will always be some knowledge that will be outside of your capacity.
He was talking about science before,
Now,
right?
yeah,
Can I interject?
of
one
course.
thing? He
What's
was
your
talking
name, by
about-
the way?
David.
David. Your name's David as well.
Yeah.
He's David as well.
Hey,
David, meet David. Abbas.
Pleased to meet you. So he was talking about science before, but he
Yes.
couldn't answer a single question of yours.
Yes.
I just want to say one thing, which is, if we are to have a conversation about science and not what has become normative,
Yes.
then I would go further than David, and I would say the tree came into existence upon my observation. That is science.
Right.
Because the most advanced of science is showing very strongly that that is indeed the case. But to have a proper conversation,
Yes.
what is the aim of this conversation? Because otherwise, if we're talking about somewhere near to reality, of course I have to agree with David.
Okay.
Well,
So you're saying.
sorry,
so are you arguing that?
Sorry, can I ask you-
That's a scientific argument.
Can I just say about that? Look, when you represent something, right, what does that something depend on, right? It depends on a whole system of things that connect with everything. In fact, it connects with everything,
Yeah.
right? Now, the thing is, in practical terms, we have the notion it's a tree, and that's sufficient information we need.
Normative term,
But
yeah.
if we take that idea and we extend it to everything, unfortunately, that's the problem. It's once we see something, oh yes, I know what that is. And so you dismiss all knowledge in a sense.
No, but David,
I tell you
you're
the
only
religious view of
David,
that tree.
David,
That tree got created. Finished.
David.
No, he's correct in what he's saying.
Yeah. But David, if somebody is defining a tree to be a trunk with bark, with leaves, or whatever it might be, okay, and normatively that is the understanding of what a tree is there a problem by saying, yes, I know what a tree... If I said to a child, a 7-year-old, do you know what a tree is? And the child explained to me, yes, it's a trunk with possibly with with the branches, and it maybe has leaves or whatever. Would I say, no, you're wrong? You don't know what a tree is because you don't know what. Have you seen the insides of the tree, young man?
No, you haven't.
No, you won't say that. Why won't you say that? Because you know that's a ludicrous argument.
No, it's not
it is
ludicrous.
no, because if you're saying
David,
brother, please, we've had our conversation. I think our conversation is buried and gone, is dead. It's finished.
No.
It's finished. I asked you a simple
you
question
don't know inside
3
of it.
times. You couldn't answer it. Let's at least these guys are coming up with intelligent conversation. Now, so I would say to you, David, that to have the understanding of reality. Now, your point about, for example, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
No, I didn't say that. I said it comes into existence upon my observation.
Upon your observation. And if you didn't observe it, it wouldn't exist?
Not for me.
Would it exist for me?
But it presupposes...
Would it exist in reality?
There is no such thing.
Okay, so there's no such thing as a reality of something existing or not existing.
No, I didn't say that. I said there's
Then-
no such thing as a common shared reality.
No, forget the common shared one. I'm saying objectively.
Define objective.
Objectively meaning that it cannot be any other way.
Yeah.
Objectively, the tree either exists or objectively it doesn't exist.
The argument
Do you
around-
agree with that?
The argument around objective nature is null and void by definition of the word objective.
Okay, so there is no objective truth.
How can there be? It's impossible.
Okay, so
He's looking at it from this angle, I'm looking at it from that angle.
No. But despite your different angles,
He's seen the God.
despite you're making silly arguments, dude. You're really just childish arguments.
We're getting somewhere.
They're not intellectual arguments. It's so silly.
We're nudging our way
Please,
towards the
your
truth, yeah.
ideology.
you're an
Silly.
old man.
Your ideology
You're
is
an old
silly.
man acting like a 10-year-old.
You can't
Really?
answer any
I mean,
question.
No,
you
you can't
can't
say
answer
it's-
Maybe you're younger than me. I don't know,
When
right?
you say
But
it's silly, it's making a good attempt.
look,
Good attempt.
I would say.
We all are.
I would say something either exists or it doesn't exist. Regardless of the observer, regardless of how you want to word it, it's either there
Evidence.
or it's not there.
Okay, I can answer you.
It can't be both.
I can answer you.
It has to be one.
If I were to, for a moment, assume myself in the position of God or a Godhead, which in some religions would be blasphemous, then I could talk about this from the point of view of an objective reality.
Okay, excellent, great. So the only objective
That would
reality,
be a very big leap. It would be
the
a
only,
PA,
okay, hold on.
the greatest ballerina in the world.
That's
couldn't make that.
fantastic. So what you're saying is the only objective reality could potentially come from a necessary existence, which is God, that underpins all of reality.
Unless science evolved beyond the attitude of a toddler, which it has right now.
Yeah, but my point to you is that are you arguing that the only objective reality can come from God and it can't come from anywhere else?
No, because I'm not assuming that position at all. I'm trying
I'm
to put
saying
myself in your position.
if
Here,
there
mate,
is a
here,
God,
mate.
yeah.
I'm putting myself in your position to explain the point here, which is to say, if I were to assume your position, right, of an objective reality, singularly held in that sense,
Yes.
then the nearest possible thing I can grasp associated with therewith would be my position in the position of God, which is not true in this sense.
I'm
right?
getting a bit lost now with
Well,
what
we
you're
have to
saying.
get a bit lost, maybe to be found, because your argument is wrong when you're talking
Well,
about an objective
the
reality.
problem with getting
So if
lost
we have-
sometimes is you get lost beyond the pale,
Okay,
and there
I
is
can-
no
okay,
coming
let
back.
me bring it back.
So let's have it within.
Let me suggest. You don't actually know things. Why? Because even though that's a tree, the tree I'm looking at now was not the tree I was looking at 10 minutes ago. It's changing all the time.
But do you know of them?
Now,
Absolutely.
hold on a second.
Absolutely.
Everything is changing.
I don't
This
think you
man
even
is-
understand his argument.
Everyone here is changing.
He's just
all
saying
the
absolutely.
time.
Doesn't
It's
he?
in flux.
We
But
live
he's
in
suggesting
a-
a constant, and I'm putting God in the place of the constant just to help him.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Alhamdulillah, I don't need help.
Everything changing.
No,
Because
to help everyone.
I'll tell you why I don't need help.
Myself.
Because we don't have this
He doesn't
confusion about whether the
change.
tree exists or
He
doesn't
doesn't
exist.
change.
We don't have this confusion.
You don't have the confusion.
The help, and this is what it's interesting.
You don't have the
Because
confusion
no.
because you assume the constant.
You know the amazing.
You assume the constant.
You know the amazing thing.
So you don't have the
no.
confusion.
The assumption is
The
based.
confusion is not a bad
No.
thing.
Yeah, you're assuming.
No. But the assumption
Come
is
on,
based
come on.
upon evidence. That's the point.
What
Evidence
evidence?
is that it changes,
the-
right?
all the time.
In 6
All
months'
the
time, it
time.
won't have
David,
any leaves on it.
David, the
Will it cease
Quran.
to be a tree because it's changing?
It's what?
Will it cease to be a tree because it's changing?
It is a tree because it's changing.
Will it cease to be a tree because it's
It's
changing?
part of the part of the manifestation of the tree is that it moves in different seasons and in relation
Will
to
it? Will
those.
it at any
And
point?
in
I think it
relation
would
to
still be a
those.
tree. I would say that.
Yeah. So the fact that it's changing doesn't make it not a tree.
No, if you're using the same word all the time,
We are in a,
this is a problem.
we are
because-
in a
Which word?
constant change.
Because
word?
that is the same as that is the same. They're not the same. If you use the same model, the language
don't understand.
can be misleading.
No, it's a definition. It's a definition of a
We
category.
live in a changing world.
It's a category, and the category
it's a-
is a generalization.
But that's fine. We're not arguing it's specific to
no.
that tree.
No, but then
You're
you-
arguing that.
No, then you have to qualify the fact that of a particular tree for what purpose?
Why should you have to
Why would
specify
want-
that? I mean, that's just nuts,
for
really.
a particular purpose.
That is-
If you were a gardener,
We just proved that you do
You
not
have-
change. Everything changes, but
So if
you don't
if
change.
you're changing,
It's a good point,
then
actually.
you are not you moment to moment.
That is the
You're
problem.
You are not you.
No, I agree with you
You-
on that.
I honestly,
The
this
you
is
is
a
a bit of a-
disaster.
Yeah, because
So that's if,
the
as an
egoism
individual,
of that constant is the source of the problem, actually. And that
We
egoism often comes
live
in
in
the
a
form of religion.
constant.
I would say the
change of
ego
world.
comes in the opinion that I know better than the one that created you. That's where the real ego
Created
comes in.
you. You don't
because the
know
Quran
that.
explained. The Quran
Who
explains.
created what?
Please,
You don't
brother,
know.
brother, can you just
One
stop
person
for a
at a time,
second?
yeah? Because otherwise we can't.
The Quran explains your argument very
sure.
well.
right? Would
The
you?
disbelievers have nothing certain; they have conjecture. So what you do is you poison the well to what is normally, as I say, normally and normatively accepted within a category of a. That's a tree. That's a tree. If I went around the whole park and I asked everybody, "What is that?" they would all say tree. But guess what?
No, that wasn't what I
Dave
asked
would
you.
say,
That wasn't the
no,
question.
no,
I didn't
no,
ask you that
no,
question.
young man.
I especially
Young
asked
lady.
You, I said, what are you looking at?
That
And you-
is not
and you
a
said
tree.
a tree, and I said,
Okay,
you're not seeing
but
a
Dave,
tree.
if I went
No,
round the
no,
whole
no, no,
park,
no.
Dave,
escaping.
if I went round the whole park
That's
and I
not-
said,
you're
what are
right.
you looking at? They would say,
He is escaping.
oh,
No,
that's a
you're
tree.
you're
But then
trying-
Dave would say,
No,
no,
you're
no,
trying to
no,
escape.
young man.
No, you're trying to escape.
That is not a
I
tree.
can't
Oh,
hear
no,
David
come
speak now.
on. This is
Please
nonsense.
lower your voice a little bit.
He's
Dave, what do you want to
This
say?
is nonsense, David. Come on.
I asked him, I said, what are you seeing?
I said a
And he
tree.
said, he's
A tree.
seeing
A tree. A tree.
Yeah.
A
I
tree.
said, you're not seeing a tree, you're seeing an aspect of a tree. Right?
semantics.
Which is
It is
true.
semantics.
Which
Semantics.
is semantics is the study of meaning, right?
That's the whole point here is these sorts of positions that you're taking, with all respect, doesn't allow a conversation to happen because you cannot describe anything,
Any phenomena.
at all, even yourself.
Well, we live in a
If I say
mysterious
you
world.
are, if I say you are, well then. don't
We
worry,
live in a
you'd be lost.
mysterious
If I
world.
say that you are
There is
David,
no reality.
if I say
You
that you are
don't.
David,
There is
you're
no
going to
certainty of
eliminate
anything.
this
If I say
mystery.
that, if I say I'm looking at David, then
That
you
is
would
the
say
problem.
no, you're looking at an aspect of David.
That's right.
And this, and what would happen?
Aspect of the physical, all you're seeing is part of the physical.
No problem, I accept that.
Okay,
But
right.
what you're saying that this somehow detracts from the reality of the fact that there's a David, and that's not the case.
Oh, no,
Just
that's,
as
no,
calling
you're
this
adding
tree-
that.
No,
You're
this is
adding
my
that
perception,
definition
this is
on.
my perception.
You can have that idea
I
and still
understand.
not make any.
The fact that
David's
the
line of
tree-
thinking is inviting the exploration of consciousness,
Exactly.
right? And that's the conversation we should be having, rather than sticking dogmatically to a constant in the name of religion,
Yeah.
which is blasphemous. So can we please have a proper
I
conversation?
don't understand what you meant.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Clarify that. Clarify.
He is being soft now
Dude,
because
relax.
this is
What's
Western
the matter with
country.
you?
If it's your own country,
I mean, what rubbish?
chop your
Come
head
on,
off.
what rubbish? What
Come on.
nonsense?
This is
Okay, I
That's
agree
what
with
they
what you
will
said
do.
before. We
Islam
don't-
had a
That's why I am
civilization
here in this
for over
country.
1,000 years.
Because you cannot
Okay.
be intellectual
Listen.
in his country.
Okay.
Which country
They will
is this?
chop
This
your
is
Which
head.
country is that? Which country is
They
that?
will chop your
Which
head.
country? What's my country?
Muslim country.
What's my country?
But now,
this is a
No, what's my
Afghanistan.
country?
This
What's
is
my
my
country?
This is what you're
Mr.
saying.
Iranian,
It's
what's
not
my
about-
country?
It's not about countries.
When-
We're
what's
just
my
having a
country?
conversation
Western-
about consciousness.
No.
Colonized mind.
Forget about
Okay.
that. Okay.
So which country? Which country?
My country is my parents came from India, which is a Hindu country.
Are you Indian?
Yeah, I'm Indian.